Hello. I mentioned on a previous video that my Facebook feed is just full of educational adverts in the minute because it's near the start of the new school year. One of them is called Sublime Science, and they said if you gave them $2.99 for postage, they'd send you a free science kit worth. I'm trying to find the advert. The advert was everywhere when I didn't want it. Now I don't want it. Now I want it, can't find it. It's either 45 quid or 47 quid this box is supposedly worth. Anyway, it's come. I'll show you what's in it. I'll show you what's in it. The guy who it's from is called Mad Mark, I think, and he was on an episode of Dragon's Den advertising his wares, and I remember him. You get a little science coat, look, which is quite cool, from to do their experiments in, so it's not going to go on their clothes, and it's a bit of novelty in it. Science outfit. You get, just get past the book, you get a little pair of science boffin glasses, which is cool for the kids as well. You get a little pack of bouncing putty. You get a badge, #1 science boffin apprentice, which is also a bit of novelty the kids will like. This, a thank you, a little letter from Mad Mark saying, you know, you are awesome, you really you, here's why. A personal note from Mad Mark. Sorry about my scientist handwriting. You know that science is supposed to be fun, with flying rockets, bubbling potions, chaotic catapults, and of course plenty of gooey slime. If you want these unforgettable learning experiences and to create memories that last and have fun, then you'll love the Sublime Science Club. We both know that the best way to learn is by having fun, and I'm honoured that you've asked me to help. God, he's so handwriting. Let's make science awesome, Mad Mark. P.S. I did remember to mention that you are awesome, right? So that's also something nice for the kids. That is that. I don't know what that is. Something. And then these books. Incredible Experiments for Curious Kids. That's him, lot. I remember him on Dragon's Den. Introduction. How to make slime. Cola and mints, the exploding thing. To make lava lamp into it with oil and food colouring and salt. Volcano, which is, and this is funny because my son saw this on YouTube and asked me this morning to do this anyway. Bicarb, vinegar and washing up liquid. Just stuff like that. And this one, my camera's on red, it's going to die in a minute. And this one's some other. This is the other science book. There's him again, Mad Mark. And this one's got slightly harder experiments in, but there's that one where, you know, you dissolve the egg in vinegar and the shell comes off. How to make a hovercraft with a balloon. How to make a paper helicopter. The mysterious floating egg. The exploding sandwich bag, which is just putting vinegar and bicarb in a sandwich bag, I think. Like looking at it, but there's probably more to it. That one you need matches. I ain't got no matches, but I'm sure I've seen that done before with a candle. But we shall see. That one with the toilet bowl and it brings over the colour in. I'll suck up an egg. I thought that one looked interesting. Now, I'll be honest, it's a nice little box. The kids are going to have fun. They can't wait to start it. And them 2 little science books I can keep forever and redo the experiments. However, they're saying that box is worth £45 to £47. It's not. You can get science books for free out the library, which will tell you them experiments. You can look to Google it. No ingredients are included. It's all stuff that you've got to source yourself, which is fair enough because it's cheap stuff like bicarb and vinegar, but all them experiments are fairly generic stuff people know anyway, or you could very easily find for free. But like I say, it's a nice little box. You know, do send away for it at $2.99 for the free one. But I wouldn't sign up for the subscription if they're saying that's worth £47. I really wouldn't. I mean, I don't know. The other boxes, that's a free one, isn't it? The other boxes may be far superior. But if that's the free one that's trying to whet my appetite to make me think that's worth nearly 50 quid to buy more, in my opinion, it's not. I mean, that's the problem with the internet, isn't it? I mean, you know, it makes it information so easily accessible. It makes it harder for companies like that. But, so, you know, if you've got the money you want to do that, feel free. But if you're trying to homeschool on a budget, there's so many cheaper ways to do this. Library books, internet, general knowledge. Because everybody knows that volcano one, don't they? And the lava lamp one. So, yeah, I really wouldn't sign up for it. I've been honest. But nevertheless, we should have lots of fun with it. And you'll see that in a minute.
It's working. It's working. It's working. It's gone.
Well, no, what's happening?
I think we've got the wrong one. It is bubbling, but only tiny.
The thing is, I couldn't get Mentos, and we all know it's Mentos, but in that science book it says any mints, so just as mints. But clearly that's not the case, is it? It has to be Mentos. Oh well, we can always do that again ourselves when we get some Mentos. It's just fizzing. The science behind it's still the same though, look. About the bubbles catch on to the mints. And that's what makes them go all at once, rather than over a few hours. Lower it in gently. Oh. No, it sinks, look. So how are we going to make it float? That's the next thing. You've got the salt in, lower your egg in gently.
Lower the egg.
Gently. See if it still sinks or if it floats. It floats, look.
How is that?
Oh no, it's not. Yeah, it's floating, look.
How is that, Mummy? How does that work?
It says it's all to do with density. The egg is slightly more dense than tap water, so it sinks, but less dense with salt water, so it floats on the top. The reason we're able to put the egg in the middle of the glass is as long as we're careful and less dense tap water sits on top of the more. Oh, that's because we're about to put tap water on it. So if the normal tap water will sit on top of the salt water. Pour it in gently so it doesn't mix with the salt water. Just pour it in gently. And the egg should stay where it is. It shouldn't sink. See it, look. And to prove that the normal water hasn't mixed too much with the salt water, put a tiny bit of food colouring in, see what happens, look. It should separate like that. It should only sit in the fresh water at the top and not the salt water at the bottom.
So that's what it will look like.
That's it. Just put some in. It says you put your egg in and you should be able to see the bubbles on the surface. And that is the vinegar starting to react with the shell to dissolve the shell. And hopefully we'll end up with a nice bouncy egg.
It fits perfectly.
Put the vinegar in.
Stand back.
Pudge, she'll soon move if it makes a damn big mess. You maybe need some more, Pudge. There you go. The green volcano. I think it didn't go off very well because it was full of water, wasn't it? You do it your way and see if it has a bigger chemical reaction. Pudge, just squeeze it. Squeeze it.
Stand back!
See, the one in that book told you to dilute it first, didn't it?
Experiment 626.
Experiment 626?
Yeah. 626.
There, you see?
I could drink. Let's do it again.
I think in the book it told you to water it down because most people don't like a lot of mess. But that is a volcano, isn't it? See, you mix the acid and the alkali and it makes carbon dioxide. The end of your finger with washing up liquid. And then dip your finger into the middle of the milk and watch in amazement as the colours go flying off all over the place. That's it. Put a bit on your finger. Dab your finger in. Is it making the colours move? Can't see because it's sun. It is a bit.
It did just.
Oh yeah, it did then. It did then.
I'm doing it.
And now I'll read you the science. I just wanted to say that about the science box is just my personal opinion. You might like them. We've done lots of experiments. I'll get your pen in a minute. Hang on. What's I saying? There are lots and lots of experiments in them books. We haven't done them all today. Nowhere near all. We'll spread them out over a few days. And they do science parties as well, which I think would be really nice. So I'm not being totally damning. That's just my opinion about what's more cost effective.